Hey everyone, meteorologist David Paul here. About 1 o'clock on Sunday, January 19th, as we track a big winter storm on the way to the Wiregrass and beyond. Hey, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you get more updates as I post them. Let's begin with a check on the weather today. Some lingering clouds out there, but more and more sunshine for the afternoon hours. Some pretty good weather considering what's coming our way. It is going to be a very wintry picture as we go through time. Let me switch over to the bigger satellite view. I want to point out what we're looking at, and it's this piece of energy coming on through the Rockies here midday on Sunday. That moves into the deep south, helps to form an area of low pressure over the western Gulf that will be moving eastward in time. That cold air will be well established, so the end result is a pretty good snowmaker all across the southern part of the country. The future here, evolution of the atmosphere using the European model. That is Monday morning, Monday midday, Monday evening, no worries at all. I'll go into Tuesday morning. There's the snow breaking out western parts of this map view. That includes South Louisiana into Texas. A pretty heavy snowfall by noontime on Tuesday all the way through South Louisiana. Cities like Lafayette, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, down to the coast will be snowy, spreading into parts of the Panhandle and nearing the western part of the Wiregrass by noontime on Tuesday. And then by 6 p.m., we are in the middle of it. So I'll go back. 6 a.m. Tuesday, noontime Tuesday, 6 p.m. That snow comes in during the afternoon. Really from noon to 6 is when the main action moves into our area, and it will be likely a mainly snow event. There's some potential for some sleet or freezing rain areas south and southeast, but for much of southeast Alabama, all snow. A good chunk of the western Panhandle, all snow, and really a good chunk of southwest Georgia, all snow. It will wrap up by about midnight. That's midnight going into Wednesday morning. By Wednesday at 6 a.m., it is off to the east of us. So I'll go back one more time, a recap. 6 a.m. Tuesday, noon Tuesday, 6 p.m. Tuesday, midnight, 6 a.m. Wednesday. Snow will be on the ground, and it will likely stay on the ground for a while. Here's the latest snowfall projection map using that European model, which has a pretty good handle on what is going to unfold, and that is some significant snowfall. Parts of Texas into Louisiana, 6+ inches of snow, maybe 8-10 inches in parts of this area because that low pressure forms in the Gulf and it lingers there for a little bit. So some extra moisture being thrown northward into that cold air. And then that low pressure is on the move in the Gulf south of us. It brings us that batch of snow, some pretty good snow likely. Again, the PM hours on Tuesday, generally looking at 1 to 4 inches of accumulation. In the Wiregrass, there could be areas that get 4, 5, 6 inches of snow. Some banding usually occurs in a snow event. So a good snowmaker for sure. The record for Dothan, by the way, is 2 inches. We've seen that a few times. This could easily eclipse that. The records in Dothan go back to 1965. So it's been snowy in the past in the Wiregrass, but for the city of Dothan officially, the records, this could be the snowiest day on record for us going back to the 1960s. That snowmaker moves up the eastern seaboard, South Georgia, the coast of South and North Carolina may see some pretty good snow as well. And this will be on the ground for a while, not just for Tuesday, then it melts Wednesday. And that's part of the problem. The cold air will be entrenched all the way through the week. So some of this snow will likely linger into the weekend, and that will produce some really cold air at night. Good radiational cooling. That's the second part of the story. The snow will be kind of fun to play with, but beyond the snow falling, the cold air will be the big story. So let me go through time here. Pretty mild, all things considered, on Sunday. By Monday morning, we drop into the middle 20s. That's 6 a.m. on Monday. High temperatures tomorrow, about 40 or so. And then freezing cold air coming in as that snow arrives going into Tuesday. Tuesday morning in the 20s. Areas west Tuesday at noontime, widespread 20s with that precipitation. Locally, southeast Alabama, we may touch the upper 30s and areas east of us warmer. But once that snow comes in, 6 p.m. on Tuesday, temperatures drop to freezing or below. So 20s widespread for Tuesday evening. So the snow that falls will be sticking. And then we drop like a rock going into Wednesday morning. Low temperatures, upper teens to lower 20s. Areas west of us in the teens. It will be cold all across the south, and that will limit the amount of melting that we see on Wednesday. Midday Wednesday, lower 30s, middle 30s for highs. The roads will get a little bit better but some icy spots will linger probably again until the end of the week. As we go into Thursday morning, a hard freeze, upper teens, lower 20s. That is Thursday, 6 a.m. Thursday, high temps, upper 30s, so a little more melting, but back into the deep freeze again for Friday morning, 6. Looking at temperatures locally in the 20s. A little more melting on Friday, popping into the 40s, but again, freezing cold air for Saturday morning, middle 20s. A little warmer on Saturday, but again, a light freeze likely on Sunday morning at 6. So the snow comes in. It will be melting gradually late week, but it will linger for a while for a good chunk of the area. So I would say use today as your prep day for the cold. Bring in potted plants, wrap plants outdoors. You've got Monday and Tuesday morning to run errands before that snow comes in, because beyond that snow coming in into Wednesday, Thursday, and even Friday, there could be a lot of icy roads all across the Wiregrass, something that we're not used to. We don't have the plows, the salt, the sand to make everything perfect on the roadways. So secondary roads in particular, hilly areas in particular, those roads will be icy. Driving in the snow is not such a big deal compared to the ice. And the problem is the snow gets compacted and it turns into ice pretty quickly on the roadways. So it will be a tough go for sure for the end of the week. Be ready for the snow coming in on Tuesday, the cold air that follows. Get the cameras ready. Make sure you've got all the supplies that you need as we get into midday Tuesday, because conditions on the roads will be going downhill. But some memories will be made this week, some good and probably some bad as well. That's an update on this Sunday. Again, hit that subscribe button and follow me on social media and online as well across the different platforms as we prepare for this snow ahead on Tuesday.